Hi, it's Kim from the Shamrock Quilt Studio. Today we're talking about a product that I just received that I want to share with you and tell you how it's going to impact the studio plans for this year. We'll be right back. And welcome back to the Shamrock Quilt Studio. Hi, it's Kim from the Shamrock Quilt Studio. I got a gift for Christmas that I want to share with you and tell you a little bit about how I plan to use this in my quilting for this year and beyond. It is the Quilt Builder card deck. And this particular product was ordered off the internet. I don't know if it's sold locally. I haven't seen it anywhere, but I could have overlooked it. It comes in a nice sturdy box. That was the first thing that really caught my attention. Now, I will disclose that I saw this online, and I don't recall if I saw it in a video or if I just saw it scrolling through Amazon. I'm not really sure. But I've been looking for a resource that would show me all of the traditional quilt blocks and a little bit of maybe information on those, how they're constructed, different color palettes that they are traditionally used at, and I wasn't having any luck at all. So when I saw this, and I tell you the thing that caught my attention was the cover to this box, because it did have a lot of different blocks. And then I looked a little bit on the additional pictures that were shown for this particular product, and I said, I think this is helpful. It may not be exactly what I'm looking for, but I think it's going to be really helpful. And when I got it, let me tell you, it says there are 40 blocks in this set. There are 8 suggested layouts, and it says endless possibilities. And I'm sure that is very true, because mathematically, when you have 40 different blocks, you could create endless possibilities of quilts. But just a little example here, and I think this may be the one that we do first. This particular card is on a block called Crow's Foot. And that, so you can see, that's the card. These are nice heavy cards. They remind me of something you'd give a preschooler, like in a puzzle. They're not quite that thick, but they've got a coating on the outside so that handling them, they're not going to crease or fold, and if something gets splashed on it, you know, if it's like one drop, it's not going to destroy it. Now, if you spill a whole glass of water on this, it's probably going to disintegrate on you. But usually we don't have that situation. Okay, so getting back to this crow's foot, on the card, it shows you a black and white version of what that block looks like. And then the back side gives you a line drawing of the pattern. It shows you again in the black and white format what it looks like, and then it gives you a color example of the block, and then it tells you all of the different pieces that you need. And these are cut pieces. This is how many pieces and what size you need, and it's going to start you off in this situation with squares, and then it cuts down from there to get the design that you need. And it gives you dimensions to do a 6-inch, 8-inch, 10-inch, 12-inch, or 36-inch block. I'm really interested in doing a really large block, because this is like 33 inches square, roughly. So a 36-inch block is going to cover edge-to-edge frame, and that would be just a fabulous piece for me to put up here in the studio, because I know everybody is interested in what I say and interested in what I'm sewing, but they also like to have something pretty to look at as well. So it gives you lots of dimensions on fabric you need. Now, the one thing it doesn't give you is total fabric needed. And you'll just have to calculate that out yourself, or start with enough yardage that that's not going to be a problem. But for example, for this block, it tells you that the A blocks, those are the ones in the corners, the light gray or the white. This is just an example. If you were going to make a 6-inch block, you're going to need 4 of those A blocks, and they need to be 2 inches square. So it's a 2-inch square and a 2-inch square. And then it goes on to tell you for your block B, which is this one. That's hard to tell, isn't it? You need 12 of those, and they need to be 1 1/4 inch square. And it goes on down to every piece here. And in some cases, it'll tell you to start with a block, and then you're going to cut it in half to get double that number of triangles. So I think that if you're accustomed to reading patterns for quilting, or you have enough, I don't want to say mathematical, but spatial ability to look at shapes and figure out how they go together, and most of us quilters do. I think that's one of the things that I have always thought was most interesting about quilting from a intelligence side, is that all of those skills that you learned in geometry class are getting used right there. Triangles, squares, rectangles, circumferences, diameters, angles, all of that thing. This is like math class in creating something. Okay, let's get on with this. So we've got all of these different blocks, and I'm just going to put them out here just so you get a feel for what they might look like. Some of them are pretty simple. Some are more complex. But you've got 40 of those, and they just go on and on and on and on and on. And obviously I don't want to and will not be sharing each one of these blocks, because look at this one. How about that? Because this is how this company makes their money, by selling these. But look at all these. I think that's it. And what you can do with these is you can put them together to make your own quilt. And the other thing that I would tell you is, my daughter made this comment when I opened it. She was saying, well, you only have one card of each design. The easy way to fix that is, if you wanted to make a quilt, let's say, with these 2 blocks, you could take this, and maybe it was the center, and then you wanted to use this all around. Just make a copy of it, and then you can lay it around, cut it out like it were a card, and lay it out to check out your layout. But you've got your beginning blocks right here. I think this is the one we're going to be working on, at least to start with. Okay, so that's that part of it. Then they have, let's see, they've got some yellow cards, and they've got some green cards, and a red card, and a blue card. So the blue cards are for layouts, how you might choose to lay out your quilt. And there's all kind of different examples. I won't show you all of those. Ooh, the yellow cards talk about quilt yardage and what, how much backing you might need, figuring out yardage for squares, yardage for rectangles, yardage for quilt backing. That's always a question that comes up. How many yards of 42-inch fabric do I need to do a queen-size quilt? There you go. Corner alignment for piecing shapes and sewing half square triangles. Lots of good information. How to use them, and how to interpret what the little cards say as far as how many pieces and what size, so forth. And then it talks about setting your squares on point. And then their little information card. Speaking of which, let me give you a little information. This is by C&TPublishing Company. And their website is C&TPub.com. I'll link that in the description. This is copyrighted 2020, so it is a pretty new product that's out in the market. And I would say it's good, nice quality. It's going to give you a place to store all this so that once you're finished designing with it, you can put them all back in the box and not have them floating all around your studio. And speaking from someone who needs to clean up and organize their studio or their sewing room, that's a great benefit. So we are going to be working with this product probably within the next couple of months. So stay tuned and we'll see how it works in practice. And if you're interested in this, I do know that for certain they're available through Amazon. You may also want to check the website to see if they list any other sellers. Thanks so much. I hope you would enjoy this as much as I do, and we're going to put it in practice really soon. Thanks for joining us. Give us a thumbs up if you like this. Again, this is not a sponsored post. I'm just sharing information with you about a product I received that I'm very pleased with and hope that you might be too. Be sure to subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time at the Shamrock Quilt Studio. Bye!